this week at Greystone FHA. Now, a few weeks ago, I mentioned that we were going to be rolling out a quarterly review process. And what I want to do this week is to go over what that process is going to look like. And what we're going to do is we'll be utilizing a tool called the Team Member Growth Plan. It's a form that is attached to the email in which I'm sending out this video. It would be helpful if you guys probably press pause on the video now and printed out the form so you could refer to it as we go through this presentation. So I'll wait just a second. You can press pause and we'll go on from there. All right. So first, I wanted to talk about the purpose of the quarterly review. And in my mind, it's really, the purpose of the review is really twofold. The first reason for the review is that we paid very close attention to the employee engagement survey results. And one area where our group has really been underperforming, I'd say, is with regard to the direct feedback and coaching that you're receiving from your managers. And I think part of the reason for that is that we are a very entrepreneurial group and we've run very, very flat. And if I have 45 direct reports, right, it's really not easy to provide that kind of regular feedback. So this past year, as you know, we've created a lot of new managers. And that was really for the purpose of having the ability to provide you guys with the resources that you need, with better feedback, and just someone who's just much more available to you. And the quarterly review is really part of that effort. Right? So it's a way to give you guys feedback on how you're doing, and also just strategize on what's working, what's not working, and where we can go from there for only bigger and better. But the second reason for the quarterly review, I think, is really a gift to all of you. And the gift is that I think it's so important to take a step back every once in a while and look at your life and look at the wins, really appreciate the accomplishments that you've had over a period of time, to think about what's going well, what has you excited, what you would like to do more of. And this is a format hopefully where you can just take a step back, take a breath, and just create that assessment and make sure that the life that you're creating for yourself is the happiest life that you can have. So as far as how these will be conducted, you'll see that there are 4 parts to the form. Now, part 1 is called Moving Future. Part 2 is What's Exciting Right Now. Part 3 is Transforming Your Experience. And part 4 is the Future Focus. Now what you'll do is you will complete the first 3 parts on your own. And I would suggest that you do that at a time that's relaxing. Go to a coffee shop, do it at home, do it outside, but away from the office, where you can really relax and just really get away from the noise and give it the focus that it deserves. So let's go through it. So the first part is the positive focus. And that's an exercise that we did at the all hands meeting, you may recall. And that's about really celebrating the wins that you've had, let's say over the first half of the year. Right? And I encourage you to write not just professional, but also personal wins. What are the things that you're most proud of? And maybe it's a great family vacation, maybe it was that you ran a marathon, maybe it was starting to volunteer at a nonprofit organization, right? And of course, all the professional achievements that you've had as well, right? But to really celebrate the wins of the first half of the year. The second is creating value, which is to think about what are the most important activities and projects that are really keeping you excited right now, right? What are you excited about? What's creating energy in your life? And again, you can write both personal and professional efforts. The third column is the bigger future and thinking about what capabilities you're looking to grow, for in the next quarter, or even the second half of the year. And to think about what you want your own growth trajectory to be in terms of achievement of new capabilities, activities that you'd like to do more of, and to write those down there. Part 2 is you'll list the 3 activities, responsibilities, or projects that have you feeling most excited. So this probably will come from here, but just to really write down what are those 3 projects that really are creating the most energy in your life right now. And I think there's just a power to writing those things down and naming them. Now, part 3 is about your professional growth. So what you'll do is, in the first column, you'll write what's working, right? What's working well in your role today? Is your pitch to the client getting much better? Are you getting much more familiar with underwriting a certain loan product? Are your processes getting better? What's working very well right now? The second is what's not working, right? Where do you have frustration in your role, right? Where are the areas of improvement? Where are things getting stuck? Where are there bottlenecks? What questions you need answered, right? But to look at what's not working in what you're doing now. And the third is the next growth is to think about where you can go from here, right? What we can do to potentially help unstick the bottlenecks, to help alleviate some of those frustrations, but also to look at how you think you could add more value to the group and to the firm. Now, all of those sections so far you'll fill out on your own before your meeting with your manager. Now, at the meeting with your manager, you will fill out together this part 4. And part 4 is where you will list, based on all of these discussions, right, what are the 3 areas of focus that are most important for you to achieve over the coming quarter in order for you to consider that quarter a success. And for each of them, you'll list what the result is that you're looking for, why it's important, and then the first action step towards achieving that result. And so you'll come up with just the 3 most important things that you would like to achieve over the coming quarter. And you'll come to an agreement with your manager on what we think those things are. And again, you'll have that first action step to get you started. And I'm hoping that you'll find the process in general to be not just helpful, but even enjoyable. I encourage you to have the meetings with your manager, again, away from the noise. If you could do it in a coffee shop, phenomenal. But I think to really be able to quiet the noise and to be able to give this the attention that it deserves. As far as timing, you have the form now attached to this email. I would like people to complete the form by the end of next week, which will be, I guess, the 23rd or so. And then we'll look to conduct the management meetings over the following 2 weeks. So I'm hoping that by the end of the first week of July, you will be able to have finished this process. And again, this is all about you and all about how you can achieve the maximum amount of happiness and what we can do to help make that happen. So I'm sure there'll be questions along the way. Feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any questions. We'll hopefully be able to do this, if this is a success, to do this on a quarterly basis, and it'll get faster and smoother as we do them more and more. But please let me know what you think as you go through this process, and I'm hopeful that you'll find it adding a lot of value to your lives, so that we can be one step further to being the easiest lender in the country to work for and the easiest lender in the country to work with. Thanks, guys, and see you next week.